Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. So it's no secret I love romance novels. I have many different videos about romance books, whether it be Favorite Hate to Love or Friends to Lovers or Grumpy Meets Sunshine or Brother's Best Friend. You can get it. So today I'm doing another one of those videos because I love dissecting romance. Just because you like romance doesn't mean you can't like particular ones like small town ones or maybe Grumpy Meets Sunshine, etc, etc. Today I am doing some ooey gooey sweet and sugary romances. And what does that mean? Exactly what I said, my friend. So when I think of ooey gooey romances, that's what I'm calling it because that's what I think of in my mind. I think of when you get a cookie, when it's like kind of freshly baked and you crack it open, and when you open it, the chocolate's just kind of ooey and gooey and it's just so delicious. And that is what these books are. These romance books are just the sugary sweet romance. So we have some romances where it's like they've been pining and yearning for each other for years. We have some romances where they hate each other at first and then they like each other. We have some romances that are forbidden. These romances I'm talking about today are just sugary sweet couples. They are just literal, adorable cinnamon rolls. Any adjective for sugar and sweet you could think of are these romances I'm talking about today. So I have quite a few of them and let's get into it. First up, I think this video would not even be complete if I didn't start with Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams to me is the queen of like sugary sweet ooey gooey romances. All of her romances are just really sweet. A lot of them are clean, and I think a lot of the romances I'm talking about today are mostly clean because it really focuses on the relationship dynamics, if you will. But Sarah Adams, man, she just does it. My favorite by her thus far has been Practice Makes Perfect. This is an ooey gooey romance at its core. We follow both characters, Annie and Will. Annie is the sister of our main character in her first book in this series, and Will is a bodyguard. And Annie really wants to find love. She just doesn't know what she's doing. So she's like, why not ask Will, this mysterious and dangerous bodyguard, to help teach her the ways of love and dating. And it is just a sugary sweet book. Like all of Sarah Adams' books are. Take your pick. The Match, which I've read recently, super sweet couple, again super sugary. The Rule Book, again, is another really good one. This is also a second chance romance as well, but man, it was just so sugary sweet. I can go on, I can go on. When in Rome is another sugary sweet one. I say that as they're literally baking pies on the cover. You get what I'm saying. If you just want some really cutesy ooey gooey romances, Sarah Adams is the author for you. Like I said, my favorite by far of hers is Practice Makes Perfect, and you don't have to read, all of these are part of series. Do you need to read them in order? Absolutely not. They'll just have adjoining characters. You can do however you see fit. We have Ready or Not by Kara Bastone. It's about a character named Eve, and she is in her mid-30s and she lives in New York, and she's doing okay with her life, and then she hooks up with this random guy she meets, and what do you know, a few weeks later she learns that she is pregnant. So yes, this does follow the accidental pregnancy trope, which is a trope I really do not like, but this book just did it right. And so she is trying to navigate that. She has no desire to have a relationship with the father of the baby, but other than just an amicable one, a co-parent type of one. But who should help her is her best friend's older brother, Shep, because her best friend, who is supposed to be there for her name is Willa. Oh no. Yeah, her best friend Willa is, supposed to be there for her, but Willa's dealing with some infertility, and that's a very rocky relationship to navigate. So who should help step up is Shep. And Shep has had these unrequited feelings for Eve for quite a while, and it is just straight up adorable. Watching them banter, watching them, flirt, it is just so freaking sweet. I couldn't stand it. It's like a literal cookie in a book. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. It was cute. Yes, it's accidental pregnancy, but man, Eve and Shep just have this beautiful friendship that develops into something more, and it's just so freaking cute. If I say cute 50 times in this video, oh well. I'm going to recommend to you a whole series because why not? And that is the Love Light Farm series by B.K. Boris. And each one of these books follows a different character. They're all interjoining. Do you need to read them in order? No, I didn't. So there you go. But basically it goes Love Light Farms. It's set in Christmas. And I think she goes for like season to season. The one I haven't read yet, which I'm pretty sure is set in spring, In the Weeds. And then we have Mixed Signals, which is set in summertime. And then the last one that just came out is Business Casual, which was set in fall. So some of these are more sugary sweet than others. I would have to take Business Casual, and I'm gonna take In the Weeds out because I haven't read it yet. So it's getting cut for that. But these two right here are so sugary sweet. So Love Light Farms is perfect to read. You guessed it, during Christmas, who would have thunk it? But it's basically about two best friends that have to fake date, and everyone in the world can see how much they love each other and how good they are for each other but themselves. But it is so freaking cute when they fake date. You're like, yes, learn your feelings, learn your feelings. It is just so adorable. Then we have the third book in the series, Mixed Signals, which follows Layla, and Layla is the baker at this Christmas tree farm where this book is set place, and she's also trying to learn about love and things like that. And Caleb, who's kind of been crushing on her for a while, is like, hey, I'll teach you how to date. It's very similar to Practice Makes Perfect, which is probably why I like them both so much. But again, super cute. Super cute. Ooey Gooey. She is literally a baker. She has a cake on the cover, so it can't get more freaking sugary sweet than this. This whole series is great if you want small town, if you want just really super cute romances. I will say this one's very steamy. I haven't read this one, so I don't know. But either way, this series is great if you want some sugary sweet books. We have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This one, it's so freaking cute. It's set in Texas, and we follow a character named Hannah, who is a literal bodyguard to like the stars. Like, that's what she does. She is trained. She can fly a helicopter if she needs to. She can kill someone with a pen. Girl is talented. And so she's assigned to Jack Stapleton, who is a Hollywood star, and he's been getting a lot of stalker messages, and so his agent's like, you need to have a bodyguard just in case, but he has to go home because his mom's not doing so well, and he doesn't want his family to know that he's been getting stalking messages and things like that. So he has Hannah pretend to be his girlfriend and will also be his bodyguard. And so it's all about that. It is super cute, super fun. I love Catherine Center books. This is one of my favorites by her. But when I think of sugary sweet books, I will think of this couple because they're just so freaking cute together. Ooey Gooey, you get the deal. I'm gonna say it 50,000 times. We all know this. Next up, we have Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the second book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. Again, you don't need to read them in order. If you can tell already, each one of them follows a different sister. This one I just thought was super cute because we follow Danny, who is a professor, and she knows what she wants, and it also follows the security guard of the professor or the college, I was saying, where she's working at, and he's always liked her. Basically, they have to end up in a fake dating kind of relationship, and he's liked her for years. She's just very open to everything, and it's just so cute watching them blossom together. It is steamy, I will tell you that, but it was just sugary sweet, adorable, all of the sugar adjectives that you can think of and verbs and all that kind of stuff. This was this. Moving on to one of my favorite romances that I love that I hear no one talk about is This Spells Love by Kate Robb. So this is about a character named Gemma who one night gets dumped by her boyfriend, and she's just hating everything, and somehow her aunt like figures out how to do the spell. They're not witches by any means, of like, you know, and makes her cast a wish, and Gemma wishes, I wish I never met my ex-boyfriend. And then she wakes up the next day, and what do you know? She lives in a world where she's never met her ex-boyfriend. But coincidentally enough, it means she also never met his friend Dax, who she met the same night as her ex-boyfriend. So the whole book, she is trying to get Dax in, you know, this kind of parallel universe, if you will, to be like, hey, we're best friends. We're meant to be best friends forever. And then, of course, she thinks, oh, man, is there actually some feelings involved? And it was so cute because Dax is like, I don't know who you are, and she's like, we're best friends, and it's just so adorable. I don't hear a ton of people talk about it, but I love it, and it's just so super sweet. All right, the last few books I'm going to talk about today, I did read on ebooks. I don't have a physical copy of them, so my memory of them is not the best, but I remember them being ooey gooey, sugary sweet. First up, we have My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. This is part of a series. In fact, it's like a whole series she's doing with different holidays. You can clearly tell this one's for Valentine's Day. Again, it's adjoining characters. I forget the characters' names, but basically they live in this very small town. I think it's like, I don't know what but it's Valentine's Day is a pretty big deal, and the one girl that we follow the book is she owns a restaurant, and she's at the coffee shop one day getting her usual coffee, and she sees a girl she went to high school with, and the girl's like, oh, you're still single? You'll never have anybody. And a guy should overhear this, and he, you know, tells this girl, he's like, oh, I'm this girl's boyfriend. And so it goes on from fake dating, and turns out the guy is a famous ice hockey player, and they have to fake date, and it's a clean romance, but it's so super cute because they have a contract with fake dating with agent stuff, but you can tell they like each other. It's so cute. This does have a sequel. It might have more, but I have read the sequel, which is I think called My Good Luck Charm. Again, ice hockey, super cute. This is Grumpy Meets Sunshine, but again, just sugary sweet cotton candy. You get the gist. Then we have Out on a Limb by Hannah Boehm Young, which I read earlier this year and really thoroughly enjoyed. So this one is another accidental pregnancy trope, I will say. We follow, I forget her name, but basically she meets this guy at a Halloween party and they hook up, and then a couple weeks later, you guessed it, she learns that she is pregnant, and it's about them navigating their whole the pregnancy together. He wants to be there for her, she wants him to be there for her. They have feelings for each other, but they don't want it to interfere, and it's just a beautiful romantic story that's so sweet because it takes the time for a relationship to develop. And I love that, because some books I feel like 20 pages in, bam, they're making out. And I'm like, that is way too fast. We need to take our time. Then some books I feel like do it way too slow. But this one's, I think, a good medium. But either way, it is so freaking adorable. They both are great at communication. They both say how they feel, and it was mature and grown up and freaking adorable. And there you have some sugary sweet ooey gooey romances. I know I don't have a ton, but I had to be really specific on what I thought was qualifying as like a ooey gooey read, and I really feel like all of these books are. So I would love to know what books you've read that you would classify in the same vein as this, like ooey gooey, sugary sweet. You get it. You're probably here sick of me saying it if you made it to a drinking game. I'm sorry. But either way, I would love to know what books you think are fitting under this category, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.